A drunk guy got kicked out of a bar for preaching, then built a media empire. That drunk guy was Phil Robertson, and this wasn't just any ordinary night out gone wrong. Picture this, 1970s Louisiana. Phil's drowning his sorrows at some dive bar after another failed business venture. But instead of quietly drinking himself into oblivion like most failed entrepreneurs, Phil starts preaching to the other drunks about finding Jesus. The bartender throws him out on his rear end. Most people would be embarrassed, maybe learn to keep their mouth shut. But how did this humiliating bar incident actually become the foundation for a $100 million empire? Phil Robertson was born in 1946 in rural Louisiana. Dirt poor, with big dreams. He tried everything. Football scholarships, teaching, commercial fishing, nothing stuck. By the mid-70s, he was drinking heavily and his marriage was falling apart. That's when the bar incident happened. Getting tossed out of that bar was Phil's rock bottom moment, but instead of giving up, he made a radical decision. He got sober, committed fully to his faith, and decided he'd never compromise his beliefs for money again. This stubborn principle would be tested repeatedly. Phil started Duck Commander in 1972, hand-carving duck calls in a tiny shed. The business grew slowly, but Phil constantly turned down lucrative opportunities that conflicted with his values. Distributors wanted him to tone down the religious messaging. Sponsors offer big money if he'd just keep quiet about controversial topics. Phil said no every single time. When reality TV producers approached him about Duck Dynasty, they expected Phil to play a toned-down character. Wrong move. Phil doubled down on being exactly who he was, controversial opinions and all. The show became cable TV's biggest hit, pulling in 12 million viewers at its peak. Here's the lesson for entrepreneurs. Your biggest weakness can become your greatest strength. Phil's inability to keep his mouth shut and compromise his values, the same trait that got him kicked out of that bar, became his brand's most valuable asset. Authenticity beats strategy every time.